Good morning, everyone. So far, we are discussing about the different power semiconducting switches used in a converter circuit. Okay. You know the definition for power electronics. So we are doing two different operations. One is we are controlling, another one is we are converting a power, one form of power into another form. So AC to DC, DC to DC. So during this control and conversion process, the role of an power semiconductor switch, that is power electronics, which is very, very important. So if you want to choose a device, so you need to know the characteristics of the device. So we can be able to control any one of the parameter, either voltage magnitude and current magnitude, using the device. So for that particular current and voltage magnitude, your device should support. It should conduct when you provide a triggering pulse, that is PWM pulse, and when you remove it, it should turn off. So by controlling on and off period, you can able to achieve the required level. That is the ultimate aim of using a device. So previous classes, we discussed about the diode. It is an uncontrolled device. So whatever the input you will give, that is rectified and you will get some output. So you may not have any control over the diode, but you can able to increase the power rating of the device using a drift region. Okay, but if you take a silicon control rectifier that we discussed last class, it looks like a diode, power diode, but we are adding one more terminal called gate. So by triggering a gate, we can able to turn on the device, but we cannot turn off. That is the drawback of SCR. So in power electronics, we are giving a priority to SCR because the structure of an SCR is very simple. At the same time, we can able to turn on the device. The only problem is turning off. The commutation is a problem, right? So for commutating, for turning off of SCR can be done with an external circuit. So I said earlier, last class, so you can use R, C, and D, resistor, capacitor, and diode combinations to force the SCR to turn off after removing the gate pulse. So that we are going to discuss, right? And last class, I have explained about the VA characteristics, where you can fix a different gate current so that the turn on process may occur faster. At the same time, if you remove it, it will not turn off, right? So today we are going to complete the entire dynamic, that is switching characteristics of an SCR, and then we are going to discuss about the two transistor model. So we are going to write some mathematical expression to find out the anode cathode current equations. Okay. Is my screen is visible to everyone? Yes, okay. So we are talking about the dynamic or switching characteristics of an SCR. So we are applying a gate pulse. So using an external or secondary voltage called gate voltage. Even though if I remove this gate pulse after this instant, the device will not turn off. That is the problem with the SCR or thyristor. So we can classify this. We can split the turn on process, turn on time period, into three. One is delay time, TD, and the second one is rise time, TR, and the last one is spread over time, TP. Okay, and once again I repeat the turn on process. So when you apply gate voltage, your gate current starts to increase from 0 to the maximum value. So this is your gate current IG, so which increases from 0 to 9.9 times of its actual requirement. And during this time, your anode voltage is constant. Okay, still your device is off. Once your gate current goes beyond this limit, your anode voltage gradually starts to decrease, and this gate current is maintained throughout the time period. At the same time, your anode current starts to increase and it goes to the maximum level, and then it reaches the maximum value, and your anode voltage reaches 0 or reaches to 0.1%, and it will maintain this constant. Okay, so this time period is called delay time. So during delay time, your anode voltage will fall from the maximum to 0.9 times, and your anode current is maintained and reaches 0.1 times of IA. So during rise time, your anode voltage falls from 0.9 to the minimum value, and your anode current increases from 0.1 to 90% during rise time. And after that, you have a spread over time. So during this time period, your entire voltage will become 0 or minimum. So this voltage is called voltage drop, forward voltage drop, and this is your maximum current, I0 or IA maximum. So that is decided by the type of load which you are connecting. And this is all about what? Turn on process, right? So now we are going to see about the turn off process of an SCR. So as I said earlier, so even though if you remove the device, so you remove the gate voltage from the device, so the device will not turn off. You have to force the device to turn off. So in such a case, you are following different methods. One is by reversing the supply polarity. If you reverse the supply polarity, again the electrons holes recombination occurs, and finally the device comes to off. So during this transition, already the device is in conduction, it is in turn on mode. Now you have to turn off by reversing the polarity or by using an external circuit, commutation circuit. So the time taken by an SCR from turn on to turn off is called turn off time period. So the switchover between turn on to turn off is called turn off process or commutation process. Turn off process or commutation process. So the time taken by a device during this time interval called turn off time. Okay. So after this, you are running a device for some time period. This is for an ideal case. You are running a device in on state for some time period. So we are not going to concentrate on this. So we are going to concentrate on this time period, that is turn off time period. So during turn off time period, your voltage, the anode voltage, is still very low till this time interval. So I can take this as T1 and this time period is T2 and T3, T4 and this is T5. Till time period T2, there is no change in the anode voltage magnitude. Still the device is in conduction. But you have reversed the polarity of your supply, or you have used some external circuit to force the SCR to turn off. So at this instant, at time T1, you have applied some external force, that is you have reversed the supply voltage magnitude. So your current starts to decrease. During this interval, your anode current starts to increase, but the device is still in conduction. Okay, so from T1 to T2, there is a transition occurs, because during this T1 and T2, there are 4 layers in the SCR. So there are 4 layers, Pn and Pn. Now we have reversed the polarity. So the electrons and holes are attracted towards a negative and positive terminal of your supply, as well as the electron and holes are neutralized at the depletion layer at junction J2. Okay, so once it is neutralized, your current will become 0. Right? Your current will become 0 and it increases in the negative side, because there is a transition occurs in the junction during T1 to T2 time period. So you will have some negative direction current. So the current, now it is reversed to neutralize the electrons and holes. So it is flowing in opposite direction, right? So like this. So like this, the current now is flowing in an opposite direction. So you are getting a negative direction current during T1 to T2 time period. So if you measure the voltage during this interval, right? So you always have some minimum negative potential, right? Still the device is in conduction. So there is no electron holes recombination fully occurs during this interval. So you always have some negative direction current as well as what? A small negative voltage across the device. Okay. So once it reaches the maximum limit and the electron holes recombination occurs and it starts to neutralize each other, and finally the current magnitude starts to decrease. Okay, your current magnitude from T2 to T3 starts to decrease. It shows that your electrons and holes are attracted towards your supply. It is attracted towards your supply, as well as the electrons and holes are neutralized at this junction J2. Okay, so it starts to decrease. So it increases the depletion layer width. It increases the depletion layer width at junction J2. And similarly, after this interval, after T3, your voltage magnitude starts to decrease. Okay, and your current magnitude is also starts to maintain. So this is called reverse leakage current, and this is the potential of the reverse voltage, right? After T4, your voltage magnitude will become 0 and the current comes to the positive side. So it is a forward leakage voltage, and here the voltage magnitude of your SCR is 0. So this is all about the turn off time period. If you see this graph, right, you can able to compare this graph with diode, right? So in previous class we discussed about the reverse recovery time of a diode. Can you remember that? We discussed about the reverse recovery time of a diode. Can you remember that? Can anyone tell me what is the reverse recovery time?
To get rid of the charge stored while in forward bias.
Yes. So, Nete class le paatho. So you can see this graph, right? So this is the graph we have drawn for what? Diode. You can see the same graph in SCR, but it is slightly different at during time T3 to T4. You have some reverse leakage current because the electrons and holes are not neutralized during that interval. So after that, it becomes 0. So it is similar to diode, but it has some delay. So we can classify this entire time interval, that is T1 to T2, T2 to T3, T4 and T5 into 3 different categories. One is from T1 to T3. From this T1 to T3 is called reverse recovery time. Okay, so T1 to T3 is an actual reverse recovery time of your SCR, and T3 to T4. T3 to T4 is the gate recovery time of an SCR. Okay, T3 to T4 is a gate recovery time of an SCR. So as a whole, the T1 to T5 is called the circuit recovery time. Are you clear with this? If you take a diode, you are only talking about what? The reverse recovery time of a diode. But in case of an SCR, you have one more terminal called gate that is associated with junction J2 as well as J3. So you have to provide some time to recover the charges for that junction, right? So that is why we are having 3 different time intervals. T1 to T3 is called reverse recovery time. It is like your diode, but we are adding one more time interval from T3 to T4 that is called gate recovery time. And the third one is as a whole. If you add these two along with T4 and T5 time period, that is called as circuit recovery time. The entire SCR circuit comes to off during this interval. So we can define one by one. Okay. So the turn off process is nothing but the time taken by an SCR comes from turn on to turn off is called turn off process or turn off time period. The entire turn off time period is splitted into 3, right? The entire T off is splitted into 3 time intervals. TRR, that is reverse recovery time, and second one is what? The gate recovery time, and we are adding one more time interval during T4 to T5, right? So if you add these 3 time interval, you will get total turn off time of an SCR. Okay. So reverse recovery time. If you take a reverse recovery time, the time required for an SCR, here the minority charge carriers has to recombine with the opposite charges, and it should be neutralized. So we are providing some time for an SCR to overcome the minority charge carriers to recombine with the opposite charges. Okay. Otherwise, we can define this reverse recovery time as a time from a zero crossing point. The time from zero crossing point of an SCR current to reach the 25% of its peak value. Here you can see, right? This is your SCR current, the peak value, and during this interval, it should reach at least 25% of its peak value, right? So this interval is called what? Reverse recovery time. So it reaches to 25% during this time interval. And during this reverse recovery time, the current in the junction J1 and J3, J1 and J3 are removed. So the excess charges in the junction J1 and J3 are removed during what? This T1 to T3 time period. So TRR is nothing but T1 plus T2 plus T3. So TRR is nothing but the time interval of T1, T2, T3. Okay, during which a minority charge carriers has to recombine with the opposite charges and it should be neutralized. Otherwise, we can define it as a zero crossing point of an SCR to comes to its 25% of its maximum value. During this operation, the charges at the junction J1 and J3 are neutralized, and that time period can be defined or represented by using this equation. Are you clear? Any doubts? So reverse recovery time is very, very important, as I said earlier, for a diode. So the same is applicable for an SCR. So we have to look at the reverse recovery characteristics, particularly reverse recovery time of an SCR. Okay. If you have any doubts, please ask. Otherwise, I will define the second parameter. Do you have any doubts till this? Okay. The second one is gate recovery time. Okay. So we have an additional terminal called gate, right? You have a terminal called gate. So your gate is here, right? This is your gate terminal G. And here you have a junction. The junction J2 and J3 is associated with this gate. So if you remove the gate terminal, and you have to provide some time to recover the charges at the junction J2 and J3. Okay. So the time, the gate recovery time is the time required by a gate for recombination of charges between the interval T3 to T4. So during T3 to T4, you are providing a minimum time to recover or recombine the charges at the junction J2. So during this instant, junction J2 recovers. So ultimate aim is we need to recover the charges at the junction J2. So we need to increase the depletion layer width, and you are providing some time for, it takes some time for recombining the charges at the junction J2. So at instant T4, the entire junction J2 recovers from the forward voltage, which is applied across anode and cathode terminal. Okay. So gate recovery time is nothing but the time required for recombination of charges during T3 to T4 time period. So after T4, the entire junction J2 recovers from the forward voltage. Okay. So the entire, during this interval T3 to T4, the entire voltage is recovered from forward voltage. Okay. And the last one is the circuit turn off time. Okay, so the circuit turn off time is a combination of reverse recovery time and gate recovery time. Okay, so I'm representing it as TQ. So it is a combination of TRR and TQ. And we are adding one more time interval from T4 to T5, right? So the total circuit recovery time is a combination of all the intervals, T1 to T5. So time taken by an SCR at which which current has to become zero. What do you mean by turn off? Which current has to become zero? Which current will become zero during turn off time period? Not IG. No, IG is a gate current. Actually, it is an anode current. So your anode current should become zero. Very good. So the anode current will become zero. So the time taken by an SCR to reduce the entire anode current to zero is called what? Circuit turn off time. So we can classify this as the reverse recovery time and gate recovery time and the time taken to the circuit, entire circuit, to comes to its original position, that is zero value. Okay, the practical circuit of an SCR will comes to zero position during this interval. Okay, so what is the importance of these three time intervals? What is the importance? Why we need to know the turn on and turn off process, time intervals? My question is, why do we need turn on and turn off process of SCR? What is the use of knowing to carry out the process? Okay, to obtain a part of a signal. Okay, selection. Okay, switch on and off in any applications. Very good. Okay, okay. Normally you have a switch for turning on or a device, any appliances in your home, right? A manual switch you are using, right? You can able to operate that switch. And what is the time you may consume to on and off? Any guesses? How much time will you take to on and off a manual switch? To turn on the light or a fan, how much time will it take? Milliseconds. Somebody said millisecond. Not milliseconds, it is in seconds, right? So we may have at least a seconds to turn on and off, right? But if you take a power electronic switch that can be triggered, that can be operated, that can be turned on and turned off in 1 lakh time, in a milliseconds. Okay, so that is the advantage of using what? A power electronic switch. So you can operate a single device at higher switching frequency, higher switching rate, so that you can able to reduce the losses, the power losses, switching losses of a device, as well as you can able to achieve a ripple free output. Okay, I will give you an example. Just go through this. You have an AC source and you have the switch, and this terminal has to be connected to gate, and you have some load, lamp load, right? So this is an 230 volt, a single phase, 230 volt 50 hertz supply, right? And you may have a voltage of this. So this is your positive peak and this is your negative peak, right? So you need to design, or you have to select an SCR for dimming, light dimming applications, right? So here you have an voltage magnitude and you need to provide a gate voltage VG, right? So you have a different time periods, 0, this is for 50 hertz signal, so this is 10 millisecond, and this is another 10 millisecond, so it is 20 millisecond. So if you provide the entire input voltage like this, so to get the entire output voltage from the input, so this is your peak, you have to allow the entire peak voltage to your load. And what will be the switching angle? What will be the switching angle you have to fix to allow the entire input voltage to the load? What will be the switching angle or duty cycle you have to maintain? Duty cycle is nothing but the time period at which the device is active. If you take the duty cycle of our college, so we are working 8 hours per day, 24 hours. In 24 hours, 8 hours is our active time in college, right? 8 by 24, you will get some number that is called duty cycle. Similarly, for this input voltage, if you want to get this output, what will be the duty cycle of this device? How much time duration the device should be inactive to get this output? Somebody please tell me the answer. Bharanidharan said 0 degree. Very good. What is 0.5? 0 is very good, right? So if you start at this point, you have to provide a gate pulse at 0 angle, right? At 0 angle, you have to provide. At 0 time period, you have to provide a pulse. And you have to stop the pulse at 10 millisecond, right? So this is called firing angle 0 degree. So you have provided one pulse from alpha is equal to 0. So during this time, your device will be in conduction. So for 10 millisecond time period, your SCR will be in conduction. So you will get entire time, entire output. Okay. So if you look at this waveform, it looks like what? A diode. A simple diode will perform this operation, right? When alpha is equal to 0, your firing angle or switching angle is 0, like this, your SCR will act as a normal diode. Do you agree this? Do you agree this? Do you agree this? Please respond. Yes, very good. Yes. So when you fix a firing angle to the 0, your device SCR will act as a simple power diode. So you will get your input as well as so the same input will appear across your load. So once you change the firing angle, switching angle, that is turn on time period of the device, as well as the turn off time period of the device, the entire output will change. Okay. For an example, you have this input Vs. Now I am triggering the device at some angle. Say for example, alpha is equal to some 30 degree. So this is 0 degree, but I am triggering the device at alpha is equal to 30. What will be the output? This is your turn on time period, right? The turn on time period. What will be the output? What will be the output? So you will get this waveform. So this waveform is, so during this interval, nothing will appear, right? So this portion is clipped or removed, and you may get only this waveform, right? So because the device is active only during this interval from 30 degree to this 180 degree, right? So this is an active period of the device. So you will get only this output. Compare this and this. You have just changed the turn on time of the device and look at the difference. So here the average output voltage when alpha is equal to 0, your average output voltage is maximum. Now the alpha is changed over to 30 degree and your average output voltage V0 average is less. So the turn on time period and turn off time period is very, very important. So if you take 100%, the device is active. If you take the entire duration, this is your entire duration, your device is active for what? 70% of your time. So this is called duty cycle. So the 70% of your time, so during this 0 to 10 millisecond, your device is active for 70%, right? That means 0.007 seconds, milliseconds is in an active state. Remaining 30% it is off. By simply changing the on and off time of this device, you can able to alter the output voltage magnitude. You can able to get the required output voltage magnitude. That is the beauty of what? Changing the turn on and turn off time period. Okay, so this is for a simple load, right? Just change the load into an inductive load. For example, if you have some motor load, what will happen to the device? So it has some resistance, so the nothing will happen. So you may have some output and your current will fall in phase with this voltage magnitude, right? So this is your V0 and this is I0. And if you have some inductor in the circuit, right, like this, RL. Okay, you can imagine this is a motor, a DC motor. It consists of a winding. The winding has some resistance and inductance. Okay, this is your AC input. This is your SCR or thyristor. What will happen if you connect these kind of flow to a device. Just give me some point to define the circuit. Anyone tell me what will happen if you connect an inductive load to the circuit? What is the switching performance of the device? Current lags. Okay. What is the what is the function of an inductor? What is the function of an inductor here? What is the function of an inductor? It produces flux, okay, and it stores some energy, right? It stores some energy. It stores some voltage magnitude. So I can denote it as VL. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, during positive half cycle, if you provide a gate pulse to an SCR, it will conduct. So it will allow this voltage magnitude based on the time period, turn on time period or angle. It provides some voltage to the device. That is your motor. And that energy is stored in the motor. Once you remove the pulse, once you remove the pulse, gate pulse, still your SCR is in conduction. That is the drawback. Okay. At the same time, so this is your voltage. Say for example, you are triggering this device at 0 angle, and your motor will receive this voltage. So this is V0 received by your load, and this is your gate pulse. This is your positive peak, because the diode is an unidirectional device, and you are only allowing, SCR is an unidirectional device, so which allows the current flow in one direction. So during negative half cycle, it should block. But due to this energy, inductive energy, like this, so the VL is now opposite to that of what? Your actual supply. So this will not allow your SCR to turn off. Okay, the energy stored in the inductor will not allow your device to turn off. So still your device is in conduction. Still your device is in conduction. So it extend your input. So it extend the turn on time. It will extend the turn on time till this. Okay, so you may have some negative spikes. So this energy which comes from what? Inductor. So this is an energy that comes from an inductor. That inductive energy will not allow your device to turn off. So again, it is a problem. So we are using this SCR for rectification. Rectification is called AC to DC. So you should have a pure DC. Here you can see you got a DC during a positive half cycle, but due to an inductor and the energy stored in the inductor, your turn on time is extended and you got this. So it looks like a semi-sinusoidal, right? So you have this magnitude as well as a negative spikes. So the negative spikes will affect the entire circuit. So the DC motor requires a positive input, right? It requires a DC input, but you are having some semi-sinusoidal input to a DC motor. So that will affect the performance of a DC motor as well as the commutation period of this SCR. So you have to overcome this. So you need to know this through a data sheet. through the definition of what? Turn on and turn off time period. If you don't know the exact turn on, turn off time period of the device, you may not control the device during this operation. So everything is determined in the data sheet, device data sheet. So you have to consider these 6 parameters. So turn on process, you have a delay time, rise time, and spread over time. During turn off process, during reverse blocking mode, right? During reverse blocking mode, you should have reverse recovery time. You need to know the reverse recovery time as well as gate recovery time of an SCR and the overall circuit recovery time of an SCR. Then only you can able to provide a proper commutation to the device. Okay, I think you are now clear about the concepts, why we are studying about turn on and turn off time period. Very clear? Still you have any doubts, please ask. Any doubts? Do you have any doubts?
On that?
Hello? Do you have any doubts? If you don't have any doubts, and I will give some introduction about the 2-transistor model. Okay, thank you. So the next topic is 2-transistor model. We discuss in detail, and before that I will give you some hint about the 2-transistor model, right? So 2-transistor model of an SCR. Okay. So as I said earlier, the thyristor is simple in structure, and it has the capability of a transistor. So the transistor is used for amplification, right? At the same time, it may able to carry high current. So if you look at the SCR structure, right? So there are 4 layers, and this is anode, and this is cathode, and gate is placed nearer to the cathode, and this is P layer, and this is N, this is P, and again this is N. We can able to split this entire layer into 2 halves, right? And this is called PNP structure. So if you look at this structure alone, you may have PNP. This is called PNP transistor. And the second half is NPN. You can see the structure here. So this is NPN, right? And if you draw the equivalent circuit of this structure, so this is your anode, this is your PNP transistor, this is P, and this is N, this is P, this is N. Again, you have this P. In P2, you have a gate terminal. P2, you have a gate terminal. And again, it is connected to what? NPN transistor base. So these two are interconnected. N and N are interconnected. So it is connected. So this is NPN, and you may have an output. So this PNP transistor has an amplification factor of alpha 1, and this has an amplification factor of alpha 2. The current which is entering to the device is IA, and the leaves from the device is called IK. This is anode voltage, this is cathode voltage. In between, you have a gate, so it drives a gate current, and this may be represented as IC1, and this is your collector terminal, so it can be represented as IC2. Okay, so in general, if you take a transistor, you may have a collector base current, leakage current. So there is an collector, emitter, this is your base. So your collector current is generally represented by alpha, that is amplification of this device, into the output. So actually this is your output equation. Your input current is amplified, right, by using this factor. Along with this, you have some leakage current, ICB0. So the ICB0 is a leakage current between your collector and base. So this is your collector current equation. So we are going to use this equation for this two transistor model. Okay, so you have two different currents. One is IC1 and another one is IC2. Okay, so IC1, you have to write an equation. For IC2, we have to write an equation, right? The thing is, finally we need to know what is IK and IA. So how this anode cathode voltage is related to this amplification factor, how we can be able to define the turn off process or turn on process of the device in terms of this alpha 1 and alpha 2. Okay, so this is next class la paakalam. So idu konjam pudusa irukum, adanaala next class la paakalam. Idu varaikum namu paathadula edavadhu doubt irundha kelunga. So இது வரைக்கும் நம்ம பார்த்தது dynamic switching characteristics. So நான் திருப்பி ரிப்பீட் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கேன். So எல்லாரும் practice பண்ணி பாருங்க, otherwise it is very difficult. Okay, so dynamic switching characteristicsல turn off process பார்த்தோம், அதுல 3 time duration பார்த்திருக்கோம் இல்லையா? இந்த 3 time duration how it is related to gate current, anode voltage and anode current அப்படிங்கறத பார்த்திருக்கோம். அதுக்கு definitions கொடுத்தாச்சு சரியா? Similarly, turn off process consists of 3 time intervals: reverse recovery time, TRR, right, and the second one is gate recovery time, TGR, and the last one is circuit recovery time, TC. So during reverse recovery time, gate recovery time, circuit recovery time, how your anode voltage and anode current is going to negative, why it is in negative, and what is the reason for the time delay during T3 to T4, and what is T5 அப்படிங்கறத இது வரைக்கும் டிஃபைன் பண்ணியிருக்கோம் கரெக்டா? ஸோ TRR அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து T1, T2, T3 டைம் பீரியட் மூணையும் ஆட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா கிடைக்கக்கூடிய டைம் பீரியட் இஸ் ரிவர்ஸ் ரெக்கவரி டைம். It looks like a diode characteristics, reverse recovery characteristics of a diode. But in SCR, you have one more terminal called gate. So we are providing one more time duration at which the electrons and holes, that is majority charge carriers, recombines at junction J2. So the time delay is called TGR, gate recovery time. If you add all the time periods from T1 to T5, you will get the entire circuit turn off time. So in the circuit turn off time oda importance enna அப்படிங்கறத தான் இது வரைக்கும் பார்த்தோம். Using this simple circuit, rectifier circuit, half wave rectifier. This is an half wave rectifier circuit. Normally ஒரு resistance இருந்தா என்ன நடக்கும், அதே இது inductance இருந்ததுன்னா என்ன நடக்கும். So on the time turn on time period, how it affects the output voltage magnitude and current magnitude, how the load, the change in load affected the, how the load, inductive load affects the turn off process அப்படிங்கறத பார்த்தோம். The turn off process is affected by an inductor அப்படிங்கறத பார்த்தோம். சரியா? So நம்ம அடுத்து பார்த்தது வந்து two transistor model. The two transistor modelல வந்து you have a factor called alpha 1, alpha 2. So we are going to analyze these two factors, alpha 1 amplification factor alpha 1 and alpha 2, using an equation. So I will start with this. Try to write an equation for IC1 and IC2. So here you have an IC1, you have an amplification factor alpha 1. So in the equation use பண்ணி எழுதுறதுக்கு try பண்ணுங்க, and then we will discuss. Next classல இத detailed discuss பண்ணுவோம், how it is associated with the switching characteristics of an SCR, how the two transistor model of an SCR is very very important அப்படிங்கறத next classல பார்க்கலாம். ஓகேப்பா? ஏதாவது டவுட் இருந்தா கேளுங்கப்பா. யார் யார் ஆப்சென்ட்? குயிக்கா சொல்லிடுங்க. ரோல் நம்பர் 1 அபிஷேக் வரலையா? நினைக்கும் அபிஷேக். அபிஷேக் அபிஷேக் இல்ல ஆதித்யா?
So he is present, sir.
Okay. Ajay Krishna?
Sir, present, sir.
Akshay Dipti?
Present, sir.
Anirudh?
Present, sir.
Aravind?
Present. Present, sir.
Arun Kumar?
Present, sir.
Bhuneshwari?
Present, sir.
Chandana?
Present, sir.
Chandini?
Sir.
Darshana?
Present, sir.
Devaprasad?
He's present, sir.
Devaprasad present?
Present, sir. Present.
Gopi Anand?
Present, sir.
Okay. Gopinath?
Present, sir.
Harshini?
Present, sir. Present,
Aishwarya?
Present, sir.
Jai Praveen Khanna?
Present, sir.
Janani K? Janani R?
Present, sir.
Okay. Jyotsini?
Present, sir.
Kavi Kumaran?
Present, sir.
Kishore?
Present, sir.
Kolapan?
Present, sir.
Krishnavasan?
Present, sir.
Lakshmi Narasimhan?
Present, sir.
Lingesh?
Present, sir.
Madhu Gokul?
Present, sir.
Maulidharan? Narmada?
Present, sir.
Nikhil?
Present, sir.
Nitish?
Present, sir.
Nivedita?
Present, sir.
Parthiban? Pavitra?
Present, sir.
Present,
Pradeep?
sir.
Pradeep? Prashant. Rohit. Okay. Rohit Aditya. Rohit. Salomina.
Present, sir.
Amrita. Sanchana.
Present, sir.
Sangavi.
Present, sir.
Satya M. Satya R.
Present, sir.
Present,
Okay.
sir.
Selva T.
Present, sir.
Shiva Ganesh.
Yes.
Shiva.
Yes, sir.
Shiva Ganesh. Sham Sudan.
Present, sir. Hello.
Okay.
Present, sir.
Chiranjeevi. Sneka.
Present, sir.
Sobia Banu.
Present, sir.
Sudan.
Present, sir.
Tangaraju.
Present, sir.
Dharmesh. Tenkavi.
Present, sir.
Uma Maheshwaran.
Present, sir.
Vikash.
Present, sir.
Vishwa.
Yes, sir.
Bharani Krishna.
Present, sir.
Bharat Kumar. Bharat Kumar. Bharanidharan.
Sir, present, sir.
Mohana Priya.
Present, sir.
Prakash.
Present, sir.
Santosh Kumar. Santosh. Okay. Swatika.
Present, sir.
Tamil Selvan. Okay. Vishnu.
Present, sir.
Okay, pa. Thank you.